Hey, good morning, everybody. It is about 7:11 the first TGIF Friday of September 2011. It is the 2nd of September, and it's hard to believe we're in the final months, the final 4, if you will, of 2011. But I'm not here to talk about the final 4 months. No. I'm here to talk about reviewers here on these online video sites. Reviewers like myself, but reviewers also who have become very famous, if you will, because of their reviewing style. Some people may say that some of these people became mediocre famous, while others have taken it to another level and have become world famous. Let me talk about those that have become world famous. I think we all know who I'm talking about when it comes to reviewers of movies and games. James Wolfe, the angry video game nerd, and Doug Walker, the nostalgia critic. These two became world famous, if you will, because of how they did the reviews. Some people credit James for really helping Doug get off the ground with the little crossover that they did between each other. But you know what that proves to me, folks? You know what that proves to me? It proves to me that it doesn't matter what company you work for. It doesn't matter what production team you work for or run. You can make a name for yourself just by crossing over with somebody more known than you in their company, and you become instantly famous. And again, that's exactly what happened with Doug Walker. Doug Walker became a hit, even more than when he originally started, when he crossed over with James. As a matter of fact, their crossover rivalry that they developed was the headline of the first anniversary movie that Doug Walker did, along with his fellow TGWTG video nights, if you will, which was called the Anniversary Brawl. It was video gamers versus reviewers. And it became an instant hit, so much to the fact that even to this day, that guy with the glasses.com/Channel Awesome continues to do anniversary movies to celebrate its birth. Last year they did Kick-Assia. This year they did Suburban Nights. Now, what is the difference between them, Doug, James, and those associated with them, like say Spoonie, Lindsay the nostalgia chick, Lewis, otherwise known as Linkara, Angry Joe, Mars Girl, Cinema Snob, Olympus? What is the difference between them and those that are known as mediocre? Well, the difference is they are not just reviewers, but the fans. The fans of what they review. It is true. They take what they really feel about what they review and they turn it up a notch inside the character they become. They turn it up so much to that notch that people want to see more. It's because they turn it up to that notch that they have been given access and invitations to certain events and conventions around the world, if not around the country. That's right. As a matter of fact, Doug and Spoonie recently went down to Austria. I think Doug was going down to Australia most recently. They do these things. They travel all over because people love what they do and they want more. You know, the same could be said for James and guys associated with him like Motherfucker Mike, Pat the NES geek or nerd, whatever you want to call him. These people associated with them, they get calls from all over to come sign autographs, do a Q&A, or be part of a panel at a convention. And it's all because of what they've done with their show. It's all because they've become world famous because of the effort that they put into the programs, the effort they put into the shows, the effort they put into the reviews that made them who they are. But yet, how does that compare to the mediocres? Well, mediocre, like myself, really don't have first-hand access to the effects that James has and Doug has and those associated. No, we don't. All we have is ourselves. Heck, when I do a review for an issue of Sonic the Hedgehog, the comic book, when I do one, I just put the comic right in front of an area, stand it up, and I just have the camera facing it, and I just walk around like I'm doing all the time, or just stand where I'm at and do my review. The same with my opinions. And does that make me just as good as James and Doug and those associated? No, of course not. But by watching the videos, it makes me want to do better. It makes me want to take it to that next level. That's what I did when I did my little retrospective on Sonic Sat AM earlier last year. When I did that, it took a while, but I did the best I could. And what was even more gratifying is I wasn't the only one that took part in it. No. In fact, one of the most famous mediocre reviewers out there, someone that actually became a fan of what I did FanVid-wise, AMV-wise, actually took part in it, and that was James Sullivan, otherwise known to you fans on YouTube as JamieTude. And that's right, he actually became a fan of what I did. I couldn't believe it. I didn't know who the guy was. Nor did I even know he was associated with the website thatfellowinthecoat.com. Nor did I know he was associated and friends with the likes of a Huey Toon Moore, a Hardcore Kid, Media Grubber, and those associated with the site, including the head honcho himself, That Fellow in the Coat. I didn't know that. And I was very appreciative of him taking part of this because I didn't expect it. But it showed me, as well as it showed everybody that watched it, how much of a legacy that franchise, that show, has left on fans like us. But again, does that mean I'm just as good as Doug and James? No. I mean, I could be elaborate. I could have special effects. But I don't have that. I don't do that. I'm just myself. But I try to get better. And I try to get better. And you know, the same could be said for James. And the same could be said for Logan, known to you guys as Huey Toon Moore. And the Hardcore Kid. And the Media Grubber. All of that could be said. Everything could be said the same. Even the guy that does animated Amnesia. Everything could be said. And the same way for them. Because I'm sure, despite the special effects they use at times, and the animation that they have access to, those that animate or do still motions or CGIs, which is pretty cool, they're not at that level yet. I mean, I'm sure, with all due respect, because I'm a fan of all their works, I love watching the reviews, but I'm sure that it eats people like James, Logan, you know, JamieTude, Huey Toon Moore. It eats them. It eats the Hardcore Kid. It eats the fellow in the coat.com. It eats the Media Grubber and those associated with them. The guy that does Animated Amnesia. You know, it hurts them all. Heck, it even hurts me at times. To know that we do our best, and yet where's our invitations? You know why we don't get invitations? To go and do Q&As at conventions or be part of panels. You know why we don't get that, folks? It's because we're not putting enough effort. And the effort that we need to put in is something that Doug and James have done. Doug, true, lately he hasn't been doing a weekly review or a countdown as a nostalgia critic. But the thing is, that's what made him who he is, by doing it weekly or bi-weekly. Same with James Wolfe. James, true, is doing it only monthly now because he's earned that. He's been doing his reviews a lot longer than all of us. But even when he did his bi-monthly reviews, his bi-weekly reviews every month, he put effort into them. He didn't leave us strapped. He didn't wait for the next animated movie to come out. He didn't wait for the next animated option to come out. He didn't wait for the next hardcore hit to come around. He did what he had to do. He found it himself. The same with Doug Walker. Doug will look at something one week and then he'll review another next week. Do you think he waits in between? No, he has a whole list that people have requested him of movies and stuff that fans have requested for, and that even he's in agreement with to review or do countdowns with. He plans it out and does it weekly, and at times, if he's busy, does it bi-weekly. What I'm saying, as someone that respects the effort that Amy Tude, Huey Toomore, Hardcore Kid, Media Grubber, Animated Amnesia, ThatFellowInTheCoat.com, and all those associated with you guys, the one thing I'm trying to say as a fan, and advice that I'm trying to give, is if you really want people to notice you, even more so, if you want people to say, hey, I want to invite Huey Toomore to be part of a panel at Comic-Con convention or at PAX convention, you know what you do? You put in effort, 150% effort every week, for every week with a different video or something. Now I know you're going to say, well, we have other things to do in our lives, Brian. We have other things. We got college. We got jobs. Hey, I understand that. I understand and respect that. I've been there. Well, job-wise, I've been there. I've been there job-wise. But I've always worked it out to where when I did a video, even if it was something like this, I worked it out to where I found time to do it. Heck, when I used to work for Walmart in Lawrence, Kansas, during my 1 hour breaks or half-hour breaks, I used to go out all the way to the front. All the way to the front, behind a bush, and do a video. Just so no one would see me. Or I would walk around this big orchard area in the back of our job, in the back of the Walmart there in Lawrence, Kansas, and I would do a video. Because I would find the time to do it. That is what made me want to be better at what I do, because I constantly put effort into it. Even if it's just me in front of a camera or me behind a mic, I put effort into it. I found time to do it. And again, I respect and understand the fact that you guys have college to attend. You have jobs you got to attend to and work at. I understand that. Heck, one of the guys I'm a fan of, Sean McLean, the guy that does Multimedia Chronicles. Just like anybody that's a fan of him, I'm constantly waiting for the next Multimedia Chronicle episode to come out. But it's not out yet because he's busy, and I understand that. The same with you guys. But at least, the least one thing I know about him is he tries to find time, even in his busy schedule, to at least do a video and be done with it. Even if he has to wait the next day to upload it, he does it. So my advice to you as a fan that appreciates and respects the works that you guys do, my advice, if you really want to be noticed, like, you know, hey, you want to get that convention exception. You want to be invited to a panel. You want to probably do a crossover eventually with Nostalgia. I mean, I'll tell you this. There are fans out there, and this is the truth. This is the truth. Let me check my time here. Okay. Sorry about that. The camera's on a something. It's on a small stand. But this is the truth. This is the truth, folks. There are people out there that are waiting to see a Nostalgia Critic Huey Toonmore crossover. They'd love to see that. I guarantee you it. There are those that would like to see Jamie Tude cross over and review something with Spoonie. There are people that like to see the Hardcore Kid probably cross over and do a review with the Cinema Snob. Get what I'm saying? Rashitsu, Danielle, she does reviews and countdowns at times. People would love to see her do something with, say, a Nostalgia Chick or Mars Girl. And Media Grubber, well, he's kind of new, but still, I guarantee you people that are fans of him can think of somebody over at ThatGuyWithTheGlasses.com they'd like to see him do a crossover review with. Hey, have him do one with Linkara. Think about it. The options are there, and that's what people want. But the thing is, you guys got to make it happen. You guys got to make it happen. Me, I threw out the challenge already for someone to do a dual review with me or with each other. I told James Sullivan, Jamie Tude, I challenged Jamie Tude, Huey Toonmore, Hardcore Kid, and Media Grubber to do a dual review either with me on the 4 options I gave them, or do it with themselves. The 4 options I gave them were easy. The uncut, unedited, unaltered Tailspin movie pilot, Plunder and Lightning, with everything included, nothing cut out. Sonic Sat AM, the Doomsday Project Saga, which, as I pointed out, you edit very well to the point that it looks like a genuine movie. The Bonkers, Going Bonkers pilot, uncut and unaltered, along with the transitional sequel called New Partners on the Block. As well as Transformers the movie, 1986. I gave them those options. Now it's up to them. And again, I can respect and understand if they don't have time to do it right away. Any of those right away, I can understand and respect that. But the thing is, like I said, as a fan that respects everything they've done, all the works that they put the hard work into, everything they put all the heart and soul into, all those reviews and countdowns and whatever, here's the thing. Find time to do it. Find time. Even if you have, let's say you got a job and you got to be at your job at 2 o'clock, find time in the morning to do it. If you got a break between classes, you can go back to your dorm room and you got your dorm room to yourself, find time to do it. Get what I'm saying, folks? If you're at work and you got a 1 hour lunch break or a half-hour lunch break, find time to do it. See what I'm saying, folks, is advice from what I'm saying as a fan. What I'm saying as a fan that respects and enjoys your reviews, all I'm saying is just find time to do it on a weekly, if not bi-weekly basis, because I guarantee you fans will be flocking to you the more they see coming out from you guys. And I guarantee you, with God as my witness, you guys will be noticed by those at ThatGuyWithTheGlasses.com, by those at Cinemassacre.com, and sooner or later, if you put more effort, and I'm not saying you do, because I've seen you guys put 150% effort into everything you do, but if you put 50% more, 200% overall effort, I guarantee you, not only will you probably have crossovers being offered to you by Cinemassacre.com and ThatGuyWithTheGlasses.com, but you'll be getting those invitations to panels, conventions, to do Q&As, you name it. Now I'm not giving you this advice because I would like to have it happen to myself. I would. Deep down I would love to be doing a Q&A at a convention or be part of a panel. I would. But I know I'm probably never going to get to that point. Yet. But what I'm saying is for you guys that are closer than I am, here's your shot. As a fan, I'm just asking you, take my advice. You can take it or leave it. Just saying, think about it. You'd be surprised with the results. And that's all I'm going to say. I hope you all have a good Friday.